What's up, guys? We're back with Grind Lifestyle. We got Brandon from The Challenge. Season 40 is coming up. Holy shit, this is amazing. Brandon's an OG. We got Scott Bartlett, who is on tour on an RV somewhere Louisiana or some, I don't even remember. And then we got Jesse Dugas over here. What's up, guys? We're stoked to be back. Let's just jump into it.
Brandon, how are you, brother?
I'm good, man. Just to piggyback off of what he just said, as far as, finding out you're still relevant. Yeah, I'm still, basking in that little kiddie pool myself. So, but yeah, doing good.
Well, it's getting ready to start airing, so you're about to be even more relevant, right? I mean, back, front, and center, mainstream.
Hey, man. So I look good. That's all.
I know the Instagram pictures look pretty dope, so you got that going for you.
Oh yeah. I mean, they never look like you think they're gonna look like, because we're literally shooting in a conference room in a hotel, with a green screen and a million cameras. So, and they have me do 15 million poses, and then they use like 3. So, but yeah, I always want the rest. They never give us the rest of the pictures. They don't give us anything. I'm really mad about that.
That sucks.
Yeah.
So what was can you give us any info on the new season? Like what it's like? What was it like being back with everybody?
Yeah, give us a behind the scenes preview of what we got to look for.
Yeah, I know you can't tell us who won.
Oh yeah, man, I can't do that. I'd like to go back.
Hey, but if it was you, just give us a wink right now.
Like, I don't know who won. These damn mosquitoes, man. No, but it was cool. Like, coming off of All Stars 4, I'm still kind of riding a little wave, and it hadn't even come out yet, but still, I know I'm back in the mix. And then as soon as I get home, they called and it was like, "Do you want to do season 40?" And I wasn't even thinking about it. I'm thinking they're talking about All Stars 5. And then she was like, "Okay, it's going to be these dates." And I was like, "Wait. Did you say season 40, like the main show?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, cool." So, but when we got there, man, I mean, I didn't know probably a good half of the people. I mean, I knew who they were. Some people I had no idea who they were at all. But I mean, it was cool because it was for the first time people were coming up to me talking about, "I remember when I saw you 10 years ago do this, or 12 years ago do that." And I'm like, first thing, I'm like, "Oh man, that's flattering." Then I'm like, "Damn, 12 years ago? How old that?" Yeah, but
so my wife is like a massive Challenge fan, right? And like my 1.5-year-old daughter, like she loves the Challenge. So we're back on the season a long time ago that you were on, that you unfortunately had to go home because you had a debut. So
oh man, yeah, that's my first season, man. Look, people still give me hell about that, and I'm like, okay, yeah. Did we watch the same show? Because when Caitlyn, arguably one of the worst competitors that ever walked the face of the earth, I mean, she's cool. She's very intelligent.
Wait, how do you just swing that like that? How do you go from possibly the worst competitor in the world but she's cool.
She's cool, man. She's very intelligent. I can hold a conversation with a brick wall, but when it comes to actually competing, man, it's not her thing, But no, so when she got hurt on that one daily that we did, when she had to go to the hospital, I told her, I was like, "Don't go," because I remember Wes told me that he was going to try to keep us, because he was like, "I hate to tell you, but you guys suck. So to keep you until the final, we're never going to vote you in because we know we're going to beat you." And I'm just like, it's my first season. Keep me on as long as possible because it just gives me more airtime. Right. So I'm trying to let Caitlyn know this, and she's like, "Oh, I don't know. I really hurt. My knee really hurts." And I'm like, "No, let's just get through tonight because we got through that night, and then the next day would have been elimination, and then that next day we actually had an off day. So I was like, see if you can heal up, ice it up, whatever." I was like, "I just want to stay." So she gets back from the hospital on crutches. We're already back at the house, and then when she comes in, everybody's just like. But I'm still thinking, okay, they might not vote for us because it's just a sprain. It's not that big of a deal. And they know we're weaker now. But because I kept telling her, I'm like, just act like you're fine. And then she was like, "I can't do it." So I took her outside and I was like, "Are you going to compete tomorrow? Yes or no?" Because we had already gotten voted in. And she was like, "I don't think I can do it." I was like, "Is that yes or is that no? Because this dictates how much I'm going to drink tonight. So this is really important. Are you going to compete tomorrow? Yes or no?" So she said no. So I was like, "All right, cool." So I went and told CJ and Sydney, and they were like, "Well, just let us start, and then we can halfway see the course or whatever that we have to do." So I was like, "We're not competing. We can't. She's on crutches, and we have to climb a mountain." So that night I blacked out, and then the next morning when they got us up,
Blacked out. What did you drink?
oh, whatever wasn't bolted down.
Have you not ever watched the challenge, dude?
I have not. Look,
Shit is fucking bananas.
I have not watched his original season.
Okay.
I have it queued up and I'm watching it immediately following this podcast. It is literally on my monitor right now. I've watched, but I haven't watched that.
So I never watched it till I got together with my wife, and then like it's on like all the fucking time. Like it's all and it gets reruns like for the last 10 years of my life has been the challenge reruns. And my daughter's, I swear to God, her first words were TJ.
Oh goodness!
I'm like, no. So like I sent him a picture.
She knows who TJ is.
Yeah, I sent him a picture. I'm like, bro, check it out. My daughter's first words, TJ. He laughed. I was like, this is awesome.
So,
What about you, Bartley? You a fan?
I am now. Just hearing the story. I mean, just Hollywood is Hollywood because of Hollywood, right? And I'm going to do a deep dive. I got to admit, I'm not as into it as I should be. But I am now a fan. Thanks, Chiefs. Thanks.
Well, and you got Paul driving, which means you can hang out on a couch, pull that shit up on your cell phone, and hit play.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, man. We got 7 people on here.
You have 7 people?
Yeah, everybody brought their woman and they brought their kid. So
Wait, you got Lexi with you?
Yeah.
Oh, where's Lexi? Let her say hi.
Lexi does not want to make a cameo. She has her face isn't on. And you won't have to deal with the aftermath of that. So we're not going to do it.
Well, tell her we said hey,
buddy.
They say hello. She says hello.
All right.
So
just to put a cap on that, man, we so when we get to the start line at the base of this mountain, the next morning, I should backtrack. The next morning, they'd packed my bags for me because the night before,
you were blacked out.
I was mixing up everything, beer, vodka, whatever they had, I was drinking. So the next morning, to get over here the dog, because now they'll take everything away from you. So like once you're done drinking that night before, it's not going to be there the next morning. But in previous seasons or whatever, they would just leave everything where it was. The refrigerator just had what it had in it. So I get ready, make sure I got all my stuff right, and I'm like, I don't want to feel like shit today because I know I'm gonna feel like shit. I drank too much last night, so I'm like, fuck it, let me go get some beer. So I put one in my backpack. I chugged one as soon as I opened up the refrigerator, and then I cracked one open as we were on the van. They blindfolded us for whatever reason, and then they put us on this van. So we're riding around. I'm like literally like blindfolded with a beer trying to find my mouth. And so we get to the start line. Me and CJ literally have to carry Caitlin to the start line. And TJ's like, "You're gonna be able to perform?" And she's like, "I'm gonna give it a shot." And I just look at her like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Like, we talked last night for one, and for two, you just got carried to a base of a mountain. You think you're gonna go up it?" So then they go like all the producers grab TJ and they're all like, I hear they're over there whispering and stuff. I'm just like, let's just start this thing so I can get like halfway down the trail and just go lay down. That's all I wanted to do. And I had an extra beer in my backpack. So so then they get us all set up again, like, okay, guys, and action. TJ comes up and he's like, all right, guys, really wanted to see a real barn burner on this one, but unfortunately, we here at the challenge don't condone drinking before any physical activity. So Brandon, who likes to have beer in the morning, unfortunately, your team is DQ'd because you drank before the exile or whatever. And I'm like, oh, geez, like I didn't know we weren't gonna fucking compete anyway. And then Caitlin turns to me. Caitlin turns to me and goes, "See, that's your fault, not mine." I was like, "Get
you got one leg, chick."
I was like, she claimed she was playing. I'm like, I'm not in the mood. I was gonna call her something that I shouldn't, but then I was confused. Like, should I? Because technically, like, whatever. So, but yeah, so it's just like, yeah. But they keep saying it's because of me, but it wasn't because of
He was walking.
No,
now we know the
like,
story.
you could clearly tell like there was going to be no competing at all, and it's like, what are we doing? And yeah,
hey, so Scott, Brandon, you and I all have something very much in common.
Hey.
Brandon used to live in Vegas.
Yes.
Brandon likes to play.
Yes, I do.
Guilty.
Palms is itching as we speak.
Scott and I share a host in Vegas. Great guy. But no, it would be scary to get the three of us in the same casino.
Oh yeah, but I want to see it happen at least once.
Let's make it
I'm
happen.
down.
Let's make it happen. All right, so season 40. When's that kicking off? When you got to report?
Okay, so season 40, that is supposed to air on August 14th. This is one of the fastest rollouts I've ever been a part of because usually you'll go film and then because like when we did All Stars 4, it didn't release until like almost a year and a half after we filmed it. And usually it's like, maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 months after you wrap, then it'll film. We'll start getting like emails for trailers and pictures to put out on social media and stuff like that. But with this one, because we wrapped just a couple months ago, and they already have a premiere date, which is August 14th. So I'm just like, they had to have been editing while we were filming. Like, but faster than any other. Everybody's been like, what the hell is going on? So, but yeah, August 14th, it should be pretty cool, man. We're literally living in a castle. So it's pretty cool. I mean, it's going to look better than it actually was. It kind of fucking sucked.
So your progression from an alternate, right? Isn't that where you started as an alternate?
Oh no, on 40 I got a call quick and they're like, you're on. I was like, okay. But no, for All Stars, I was an alternate. And then like the week before we left, I get a call saying you're gonna be on the main cast. But for 40, they were just like, yeah, you good? I was like, yeah, sure. Like
so mentally, do you feel like the extra, even though it was a short window, the extra time that you had to prepare for 40 was a little better than All Stars since you were not really anticipating being a part of All Stars? Then got that call a week 2 and then went and started. You feel like you're more prepared for 40?
No.
Did you do the run around the house naked with the heat on thing for this one?
Yeah, basically, yeah, pretty much. Well, no, so I'm a high class, high quality, high functioning procrastinator. So when it came to All Stars 4, I had a good 2.5 weeks, I hadn't been doing anything, I'm all depressed and so I get off the couch and I'm literally doing 2-a-days and I'm literally every day just eating nothing but chicken, broccoli, steak, and water. And that's it. It fucking sucked. And then I'm like, okay, I'm not going to drink, which that sucked too. But the results came back super quick. And then like, I was kind of like still progressing up. I was still trending up when I got there. So as we were going, I'm still kind of like breaking and healing and, I'm getting in better shape while I'm there. So it's because my whole procrastination method, but I wouldn't advise it to anyone. But I had so much time for 40 where I wasn't pressing every day. It was just kind of like, oh, I went 3 times this week. Tonight I'm not gonna go. Or I've been eating good. I'm finna get this loaded mac and cheese real quick. It'll be fine. That's
awesome. We do have a really, really good chef. On my screen, he's right next to you, and that's Mr. Bartlett. So if you haven't seen some of his videos and some of the shit, he's got this badass rock hat that he wears. And he did a pot roast not too long ago. He did a pot roast not too long ago that still has me salivating.
Dude sends me a picture. He's like, look what I'm cooking tonight. I'm like, fuck you, dude. You're in fucking Memphis. I'm in Grants Pass, Oregon. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Memphis is a food town for sure.
Yeah.
So what's next with you? I mean, I know we got the challenge stuff going on, non-challenge related. What's Brandon up to?
Non-challenge. Well, I mean, again, it's a procrastination thing because I've already should have done it. But, so I'm working on getting my own podcast. The thing about it is I had one, but we didn't know what it was. And this is probably back in 2012, 2013. And shout out to my girl, Nikki. But she was a big fan of the show and she used to do stuff for like other reality shows or whatever. She used to have this thing called the Reality Bash in Vegas. That was actually the first time I ever been to Vegas. Was she invited me out, I think in 2011 after I did Cutthroat. So went out there and was hooked or whatever. But she had this studio and she would be streaming live. Well, it was like a studio for something else, but she had access to it. But I'd go in there, sit down on the couches. It looked like a late night TV show kind of setup or whatever. And, people would come to Vegas all the time. So one of my first guests was Leroy. And we're sitting on the couch and just chopping it up. And it's like, looking back at it, and I had my own website and everything. It was called realtalkwithbrandon.com. She had set up for me. And if I couldn't have anybody on the couch, we would just patch them in. Now that I'm looking back on it, I'm like, I had a whole fucking podcast and didn't even know it. So, so yeah, I mean, that's kind of the next move, that, and I'm doing some hosting stuff out here. Thinking about becoming an ordained minister so I can marry people and take their money. So, I got some stuff on the to-do list.
I love that. Are you going to do the podcast with Derek and I can't remember the other guy's name. We've just had him on the Dadcast podcast, but he's got
Scott.
Yeah, Scott. Yeah,
I don't know.
Because they do that stuff all over the country where they bring in the contestants and you guys show up and.
Yeah, I have my theories as to why, but I haven't gotten the call. So I don't know. So when I lived in Vegas, though, they had one. This is maybe 3 years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago. And, at that point, I still hadn't been on the show in 7 years. So nobody was really checking for me. Every now and then somebody would be like, "Are you?" And then they'd be like, "No, you're not." And I'd say, "Okay," and keep it moving. But every now and then somebody would want to take a picture. But they were out there for an event. And Emily, I think, mentioned something to Mark, and then Mark mentioned something to Derek, and Derek called me and was like, "Oh shit, I forgot you lived in Vegas." I was like, "Oh, thanks, buddy." He was like, "You want to come out and be on the event with us or whatever?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Well, Emily's in town. And do you remember Nora? Nora was on the first season with me. We did one season, but I said Nora lives out here too." And he was like, "Oh shit, okay, we'll put you on the stage. Tell him to come. Tell him to come." So that was my first time meeting Scott. And I mean, the event was cool, but then after that, it's kind of radio silence. And I did do a podcast with them, like one of their first ones years ago. But after that, when I got back from Vietnam, actually, Scott, he DM'd me. I don't know if it was Instagram, it was one of the social media ones or whatever. And he was like, I heard you moved. Where'd you move to? And I told him I moved back to Arkansas. And he was like, "All right, cool. I might be using you for some stuff later on." This was months ago. Because I might use you for some stuff later on, and I've never heard anything. And every now I'll look up and I'll see so-and-so is going to be on in this city. I'm like, and some people I've gotten like some DMs, fans are like, "When are you going to do one?" And I'm like, I don't have the control over that. So
right.
I don't know, man. I think it's somebody said something. I don't know. These kids gossip too much for me because I don't care.
You're entertaining, so I can't wait.
Yeah, it's like
you get it up and rolling.
Yeah, we've had a lot of the challenge contestants on, and you're definitely the most entertaining one. So it's like, what the fuck?
Hey, appreciate it, man. Like, this life's too short to be sitting around being a dick all the time. So you gotta ask.
Tell that to the music industry.
And there's our clip right there.
There's several be coming. All right, gentlemen. Brandon, what season, without giving away who won, All Stars to 40? What season overall is better for the viewer? Not for you, but for the viewer. Which one do you feel like was a better production? If you had to pick one, if someone has never seen the challenge and they're going to have the opportunity to watch one of the two seasons to decide if they're a fan or not, which season do they watch?
Oh, man. Well, I don't know what the final edit of 40 is going to look like, but it's from the production standpoint, I mean, they went all out on this one. So it's going to be, even though we look terrible, they make us look really good. So if you've never seen the challenge before, I'd have to say 40, because 40 is like a buffet of the challenge with all the errors that we have. So you're a first time viewer, I would definitely, this would be the one, and then work your way backwards. Because you're not going to get the nostalgia of All Stars 4 when you're looking at certain people and, getting that same feeling as somebody who's been watching the show for, decades. So you're not going to know anything about anybody. But on 40, of course, they're going to have those flashbacks of, who people are and kind of give you a little bit of background on us. But yeah, I would say 40, but personally, All Stars.
Okay.
And before from a fan's POV, you got to go 40. It just makes sense.
I think it's kind of funny watching like the ones where they bring back the contestants from like the very first seasons and then mix them with contestants now. It's like, how are these, like, I'm old. Like, how are these old guys competing with these young bucks? Like, how are you doing it?
Well, and I'm a Survivor fan. I'm a Big Brother fan. I've wanted to be on Big Brother forever. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that one. So, but it's Brandon, I think, would do phenomenal on Big Brother. Have you seen Big Brother, Brandon?
Not for a long time, but I know the the format.
gist. So you're locked in a house, $1 million at stake. You're locked in a house, and you get a month. You either win the whole damn thing, or you don't. And it's it's competitions every day, live streams, and the social game. I think you would be terrific at. The physical end, I think you'd be great at. But I've always wanted to do it. I've never applied. I've always wanted to do it. But they do the same thing. I mean, I'll sit there and I'll watch it with my wife, but they go way back. And I mean, I've watched every season. And all of a sudden, they'll be like returning to Big Brother. I'm like, I don't fucking remember that person.
Yeah.
My wife would be like, yeah, that was 38 seasons ago.
It's so weird to think that these shows have been on that long, dude. I remember I was like looking back. I sent in to be on The Real World twice when they did Portland and San Francisco. Yeah, back
So did not take you in because you didn't meet the height recommendation.
there was the height recommendation. Yeah, there's that. Being a dad, like they didn't want dads for some reason back then. Like I was a 18, 19-year-old dad when the first time I applied. And do the whole VHS and a VHS in of why you take ass on this show. It's like, I just wanted to meet chicks.
Yeah, that's how I wanted to do too.
I want to live in a house with 7 strangers and
yeah, you got a camera crew following you. I mean, that's just a magnet right there.
exactly.
So don't answer again. Don't answer if you don't want to. Least favorite castmate.
Oh, which season?
Pick one. Pick one.
He's like, how much time you got?
Oh yeah, least favorite castmate. On 40. Let me see. Least favorite castmate. I mean, I can't. On 40, yeah, I probably have to go Ryan. I can't say specifically why, but Ryan. He's not a good person.
Will we get to see it when it airs?
Nah, we'll have to have a conversation. But yeah,
Talk about it in Vegas.
yeah,
There we go.
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
We need to all just meet up in Vegas and just do like in-person podcast. Of
Oh hell yeah!
you guys can all drink. I'll drink water. Yeah. So you can get fucked up first, and then we'll conversate and talk about all the bullshit of behind the scenes stuff.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Bartlett's a Jack Daniels fan.
Yeah. I'm just a Native Trump fan.
Man, me too. It's just a means to an end.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so we
I did an interview not too long ago, and they said, "Why do you drink so much Jack?" I said, "Because it makes me awesome."
Well, I mean, I don't detect any lies there.
We went with your least favorite. Now let's go with your most favorite.
My most favorite. Oh, I got Cara back. So, I mean, right off the bat, and we're cool again. So, when we get to Vietnam, we're like a bit away from each other. And because we're in the same era. So, we were kind of joking with each other about, she's like, remember when you fucked me last season and not in a good way? And I was like, would you shut up? That shit was over a year ago. Leave it alone. I'm just messing with you, B, but really thought I knew you. I'm like, all right, leave me alone. Like, seriously. But so yeah, my favorite would be coming in and seeing her. Yeah, and of course Leroy. I mean, it's easy. But some people that I had never met before that I actually got cool with was Nerys. We got cool. I talk to her every now and then. Now still. Let me see, and Horacio, because they're a package deal. Let me see.
Do they have the trailers for 40 out yet? I haven't looked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw one on Paramount the other night.
Yeah, just like some. I don't know if the full one's out, but I know we have like some little per era, like little spots that they send us that we put online. But as far as the full trailer, I don't know.
What's the new contestant to returning contestant split for 40?
No, there aren't any new people. I don't think.
All returners, huh?
Yeah, it wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, I don't think there are. There's too many of us. It's like out of Area 3 and 4, I don't really know those kids outside. I don't know why they put Lee in 3. Well, yeah, I do. They put Janae in 3 as well. I don't know how they divided up the eras, but anyway, I think everybody's done at least one. So I don't think there's anybody that's brand new.
How many more you plan on doing? I mean, if it were up to you, obviously production's got to say based on how you relate and how things go, and they got ratings, they got to watch, and all the other bullshit that goes into their decision making. But if it were up to you, how many more seasons you got in you?
Right now, the way I'm feeling, I could probably do a good 4 more. But my plan is, when I win one, I'll be done then. So if that comes before 4, then I'm out.
Well, I guess the wink didn't mean he won then.
Look at that deductive reasoning. But I can't
He
tell
also
you.
did say he's going to launch a podcast. So we're still kind of on the fence of did he win? Did he not win? We don't know.
Did he not win? But yeah, I'm good to do some more. I mean, these some of these younger kids, man, like, dude, Josh is a large human being. Theo he makes Josh look normal. Like, Theo is just a big human for no reason. Like, and he's athletic. Like, I don't know, it's not fair. I mean, if they give us guns, it'll even it out for me. But
wait until you meet Scott in person. He's not little either.
Oh, I can tell. He's sitting back there like the Hulk. Shoulders are touching both sides of the vehicle.
So what you don't know about Mr. Bartlett, and he doesn't brag about it too often, so we're going to draw it out. Why don't you go ahead and tell him about your records there, Mr. Bartlett?
Records?
Your weightlifting.
Yeah, I was a Maryland State bench press champion in like 1842.
Do you remember what the weight was?
Yeah, what's the weight?
So I had to cut weights in order to not be a heavyweight. So anything over 220 was considered heavyweight, and there was no cap. I grew up in Baltimore, so you got some gnarly looking huge dudes from the hood. They would come in there weighing like 450. I remember the guy that won the heavyweight was named Valentino Love. And he came in and benched like 600 pounds.
What was your bench number though? Wait, what?
I got 460.
Jeez.
I never got the 5. Hate myself for it. I know it's not going to happen now. I'm damaged goods.
460. That's like bench pressing 2 of Nick's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was intense, man. It was a really fond part of my life, man. I really enjoyed just like the grind of it. You know, because everything, like when you're older, it's like you have this regimented way you do things. And it was just that everybody did pyramids, 12, 10, 8, 6. And you up the way. I didn't know there was another methodology. And then I found out about maxing out, like doing sets 2, sets 3, stuff like that. So I really trained hard for that. And I went from 250 to 219. So I did it. And then I dropped 20 more pounds to play Jesus and Jesus Christ Superstar.
No, because I'm glad you cleared that up. Because he was like, I dropped this to play Jesus, and there was a pause, and then and Jesus Christ Superstar. Because I was going to be like, what are we doing?
It was for the Mormon Church Christmas play. It was.
It's like, what kind of podcast is this?
Oh, and on that note, we were just banned nationwide. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for subscribing. We apologize.
Oh man. Oh boy.
No,
what's funny is
back on the weightlifting thing though. I was working out with a CrossFit guy, and they do their 1 rep PR. So the dude comes in, throws up 315 once. I'm like, that's it? Once? And it was like a half press. I'm like, you didn't even extend. I'm like, fuck, I could do that. So
hey, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
I'm an incentive-based gym person because until I get that call, I'm not going. I'm active. I'll go play ball, something. But as far as like just lifting, I've always hated it. Oh, I've hated it so much. Even when I had to, and I was pretty good, growing up in sports and stuff. But I hate the weight room. I hate it with a passion. But you got to do it.
Yeah, I go to Planet Fitness. I don't they have like pizza Fridays. Like you go in, there's like literally pizza as you walk.
I know.
Hey, what do you, that's great marketing. What the hell do you not understand?
I'm like, so I'm going to eat some fucking pepperoni and then I'm going to go lift weights. I'm going to die. That's what's going to happen here.
That's job security.
Yeah, exactly. Here, you just knocked out a great workout. Have 2 slices on the way out. We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah.
You did a great job. You need to treat yourself. Like, wait, the job I did was to get that. Well, maybe I can burn it off tomorrow. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
That's like back in the 90s when every single gym had a female, very attractive, that you had to deal with to cancel your membership in person before you could log in and do it.
Smart.
Their record, every single one had an attractive female, and you had to manually walk your ass in there and say, "I want to quit the gym."
Yeah.
It didn't happen.
Didn't do it through the app.
Yeah. Yeah. You just couldn't quit back then. You're like, nope, can't do it. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. I love it when I get that bank notification that $10 just came out. I'm like, what the fucking Planet Fitness. All right, let me get up.
Let me go get my 2 slices of pizza. So it's worth it.
Yeah, I just paid for it.
It's Donut Sunday. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So Bartlett, travel day, where you at, buddy?
We are en route to Covington, Louisiana, which is where Paul lives. We have a day off. I don't know where exactly. We're in this RV, man. We are near the Griswolds up in here. And I don't know exactly. I see corporate America. I see a PetSmart. I see an Old Navy. You know the drill.
Does any of the 7 of you hanging out in that RV, any of you get car sick or road sick?
So far, nobody's got sick. They're all looking at me like, you got to understand, I have this headset in, so I'll be quiet for 15 minutes, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, I bench press 460 pounds.
Bexy's like, whoop you fucking do, Bartlett.
What are you talking about? Like, there he goes again.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, so let's give a shout out to Elsa for the RV. How do you guys loving the RV? Is it great? Is it awesome? Better than traveling in a car, obviously?
We are loving the RV. We're still learning the ways. We realized I just had to call her because day 2, the generator quit, but it turned out it was just an oil thing. But we opted to not fix it until we get back. So everybody's a little irritable because it's hot. But I mean, look, I've been touring for a quarter of a century. So I've done it in a sedan. I've done it in multiple tour buses. The RV not necessarily designed for this way of life. It's kind of like designed to go somewhere and stay for 4 days or so. Just pick up and go. It's an ideal, but both Paul and I have been through multiple levels of touring. It's comfortable and functional and practical.
Very nice. Where's tomorrow's show?
Tomorrow we are in Yuma, Louisiana.
Very cool.
And then Sunday we're in New Orleans.
Yeah, baby.
Couple back-to-backs. Well, I can tell that Mr. Bartlett's connection is becoming less stable by the second, gentlemen. So you're all good, dude. You're all good. We're going on 40 minutes, which makes a great podcast length. Brandon, anything else you want to close on? Thank you so much again for joining us.
Oh, no, man. I just want to say thank you guys for having me again. Definitely very serious about the Vegas trip. Like I said, my daughter still lives up there, so I'm back and forth. Well, I haven't been since I've been back setting that up too, because hopefully I'll be going on vacation again here in the next couple months. So we'll see. But yeah, for everybody that watches the show, thank you. Definitely subscribe to these guys because they're super damn cool. And I said it, so it's law now. And yeah, just be positive, man. You get to control every part of your life, your attitude, what you do and what you don't do, and you can always say no, even to your kids.
Well, I would love to make you a regular guest. It's Nick and I co-host the Dadcast thing. That episode was phenomenal. This one's going to be phenomenal. As much as you're willing to be a part, dude, we'd love to have you on. You're super entertaining and you just the right vibe that we enjoy.
Well, I'm definitely thinking as soon as the new season airs, we'll have you come on and we can talk about all the shit that happened behind the scenes that you can't talk about right now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Perfect.
Sweet.
All right, Mr. Bartlett, any closing words?
I think that was it. You control your destiny. Rock and roll it. Make it happen. Work hard. Party hard. Be good to people.
All right, guys. That is Nick Martin. I'm Jesse Dugas. That is Brandon Nelson from The Challenge and Scott Bartlett from Saving Abel on tour right now. Hit that like, subscribe button. As always, you can go to grindlifestyle.in and pick up your Grind Lifestyle merch. You can also head over to scottbartlettcreations.com. Going to talk to Scott here in the near future and see if we can't get some of them badass hats that he's wearing maybe reserved and up on the site. Thanks again for watching. We're out.